In those days, when the king Ahasuerus sat on the throne of his kingdom, which was in Shushan the palace, he made a feast unto all his princes and his servants, when he shewed the riches of his glorious kingdom and the honor of his excellent majesty many days. The king made a feast unto all the people that were present in Shushan the palace, both unto great and small, 7 days in the court of the garden of the king's palace. Also, Vashti the queen made a feast for the women in the royal house which belonged to the king Ahasuerus. On the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus the king to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princess her beauty, for she was fair to look on. But Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment. The king got very furious and angry at Queen Vashti, and the 7 princes asked, "What shall we do unto Queen Vashti according to the law? Because she had not performed the commandment of the king Ahasuerus." And Vashti the queen had not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes and to all the people that are in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes. Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this unto all the king's princes which have heard of the deed of the queen. Thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persian and the Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before King Ahasuerus, and let the king give a royal estate unto another that is better than she. And when the king decree, which he shall make, shall be published throughout all his empire, all the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small. After these things, when the wrath of King Ahasuerus was appeased, he remembered Vashti. Then the king's servant that ministered unto him said to the king, "Let there be fair young virgins sought for the king, and let the king appoint officers in all the provinces of his kingdom, that they may gather together all the fair young virgins unto Shushan the palace, to the house of the women, unto the custody of Agag the king's chamberlain, the keeper of the women. And let the maiden which pleaseth the king be queen instead of Vashti." And the thing pleased the king, and he did so. In Shushan the palace there was a certain Jew whose name was Mordecai, and he brought up Hadassah, that is, Esther, his uncle's daughter. For Esther had neither father nor mother. She was an orphan. And the maid was fair and beautiful, whom Mordecai, when her father and mother were dead, took for his own daughter. So it came to pass, when the king's commandment and his decree was heard, and when many maidens were gathered together unto Shushan the palace, to the custody of Agag, that Esther was brought also unto the king's house, to the custody of Agag, keeper of the woman. When every maid turn was come to go into King Ahasuerus, after that she had been 12 months, Then thus came every maiden unto the king. Whatsoever she desired was given her to go with her out of the house of the women unto the king's house. In the evening she went, and on the morning such woman would return into the second house of the women. She would come in unto the king no more, if the king do not prefer her, except the king delighted in her, and that is when the king would call her by name. Now, when the turn of Esther was come to go into the king's house, she required nothing but what Hegai, the king's chamberlain, the keeper of the women, appointed to her. And Esther obtained favor in the sight of all them that looked upon her. So Esther was taken unto King Ahasuerus into the house royal in the 10th month, in the 7th year of his reign. And the king loved Esther above all the women, and she obtained grace and favor in the sight of the king more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. Then the king made a great feast unto all his princes and his servants, and Esther's feast, and he made a release to the provinces and gave gifts according to the state of the king. So Esther became the queen. What do we learn from this chapter of the scripture? We learned that we should be submissive to our husbands. We should not be proud, so that our places will not be given to another, just like it was done to Vashti. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share with your families and friends. God bless you.